Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over technical and fundamental analysis for, a brief bit. I'm not going to get too much into detail, but technical analysis is more of the short-term trading. You use it with swing trading. You can also use it long-term investments if you want to with moving averages or and whatnot. But technical analysis is most widely used for day trading. You can bring in fundamental analysis to day trading. A good friend of mine, his name's Brian, told me that it's probably best to implement technical and fundamental at the same time. And I agree with him 100% because, if you're just trading technicals, you can get so caught up in, support resistance or VWAP and behind the scenes, fundamentally, the company's trash. They might have one employee, and if you look up their address, it might be like in their mom's garage, right? So it's not a real company yet. It's not, they're just trying to make it in the market, right? Um, and let's say they're in like a buttload of debt, just so those that kind of fundamental really helps you kind of show you the direction of the stock, and that's what we're all after. Like 100% guys, we're after the direction of the stock, whether you're swing trading, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, or you're day trading on the second, on the minute. You're looking for that direction, and whether it's long or short, you need to find direction because if you can't find it, you're not going to find a good entry point. But I'll go over, maybe 1 minute worth of technical analysis. Pretty easy stuff. I can show you how it can become a headache and how you can do it mostly in your head. Um, and I'll show you guys how I set up my chart, my studies, and all kinds of things, and probably the next video. But let's do 1 day, 1 minute, and it was already on there, but just showing you guys how I got to that. I think this is last Friday, and I'm recording this on Sunday. Um, so this isn't live, obviously. But here, let's see. Let's get rid of this chart, move it over to the side, and see a better picture of this. Here, let's see if we can minimize this just a little bit. No, we don't need to actually. Okay, let's draw trend lines. Okay. Before we do that, this purple line here is VWAP, and if you're using technical analysis, well, okay, don't worry about the mathematics or whatever the price action. Look at it this way, okay? Above VWAP, this stock, SLNO, is trading above VWAP. And once again, the VWAP is this purple line right here. It's trading huge momentum, really good pushing upwards, correct? Right? And like I always say, if it's over VWAP, it's a long. If it's under VWAP, it's going to be most likely short, okay? And this is what I call kind of, it bounces on VWAP, or it can bounce off top VWAP or bottom VWAP or whatever. But I use this as a really strong support going long, and this proves that this is a really strong support. Look, bounce, 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 all right, etc. Because yeah, it just keeps bouncing, right? Look at this area, boom, straight through VWAP. That's crazy. Oh, you know why? Because this was a very strong support during the day, okay? Once it broke it and like retested that it was the new resistance, it just free for all. But it's not that easy. Okay, if it breaks VWAP, it's gonna go crashing down. No, that's not what I'm saying, but look how strong VWAP acted during the day. And once it finally broke, crazy. Um, But nothing's really surprising here if you look at it, after the day. Look, so there's a consolidation area here. Just draw your trend line all the way across and look where it fell to. And it fell past that too. Oh, wonder where it fell to. Here. Look, this peak here, I call it peaks, but Doesn't matter what you call it, this point, the tip, the apex, whatever you want to say, right? So, pre-market, it hit here, and once it passed or broke past that, there was nothing stopping it, right? It was just absolutely nuts. But look, so people are like, you never know where it's gonna fall to, but you can have a better idea where it's gonna fall to. Because look, you know, the day ended, post market, it fell to where this was a resistance earlier. Broke resistance, now this is support, right? Um, and you can just do that the whole time. Like, there's areas where it's just like, look here, boom, boom, super strong resistance, price level. Um, people, how can I explain this? Okay, so let's say there's some bag holders up here. They let's say they bought at 480 44, and it crashed, and they're just like, I'm just gonna bag hold the whole day because it's gonna test this high again. That's what people think, and it's absolutely crazy because if they were to see that it fell to VWAP, right? Well, there's this tons of resistance that it has to break through to even try to get back to the high of day. Um, it tried here, failed. Tried here, failed. Tried here, failed. Right? This is kind of like, I guess, statistically, um, if it tries, like let's get this example right here. One push, first push right here, right? It made it. Second push, it made it. Okay. Third push, it made it. Fourth, doesn't happen. And then let's just imply that over here. Push to the resistance, didn't make it. Number one. Push to the resistance, two, didn't make it. Push to resistance, number three, didn't make it. So why is it on the fourth time gonna make it? If it's showing you the whole day that it just cannot do it, don't bet your life, don't bet your money it's gonna do it. All these stocks are not supposed to be, from the ones to fives. It's gonna go down. And from all this back testing I've been doing for um, about a year and a half, when stocks go up like tremendously, exponentially, parabolic, whatever you say, um, there's a huge chance that you're gonna get at least a 20% drop. Okay. Um, but man, technical, that's just you're reading price action. You're coming over here. Your level two time in sales. It's just kind of, there's nothing here because it's not we're not trading this. It's not live market, right? But um, that's really it, guys. I'll go into more on technicals at another day, another time. But it just shows you it's just super easy. Just VWAP, price action, support resistance lines, and that's it. Let's zoom. Let's one more example. Here, watch. Let's do. Sorry, I didn't do the right thing. Um, let's do it right here. Okay, we're gonna use my mouse. That line, the horizontal line it provides, as an example. Okay, we're gonna put this line right here. Okay, so market open, touched it. A few minutes later, touches the line again. A few minutes later, touches the line again. Right, that's three times. Right, but it's moving upwards. Do you see that? So these candles are moving upwards here. It's just the price getting higher and higher. And people say a symmetrical triangle, whatever, symmetrical isosceles, they're just shooting out names all day long. They have no idea what's going on, right? This doesn't mean anything if there's not enough volume, if there's not enough buyers, right? It's all a big game of supply and demand. But look at this. It tested, and finally broke through. And when it broke through, this is why we call it trading momentum. You're getting in, not here, because you don't know it's going to break, and you don't know if this next candle is going to test it and fail again. So a good area to get in is like a micro pullback. And let's say you got in 346, 349, come here all the way up, and you know you probably sell in this area here because you don't know where the top is. You'll see this candle. Okay, momentum's dying down a little bit. Maybe you sold half your position as you went up, whatever the case may be. But you could have potentially made an incredible amount. Look, I'll show you an example. Let's say you came in here and you sold in this area. That's already about 17, 18%. That's crazy in one trade. So that's just an example of, kind of reading these levels and, Fibonacci, that's, oh my gosh, I don't know. It helps sometimes, but it's not about just one thing. It's not about support resistance. It's just reading level 2, time and sales. And here's a tip. If you're writing this down, you're taking screenshots of your screen or whatever the case may be, write this down. Time and sales really matters. It matters the whole day, but it really matters at these if you're going long, it matters at the resistance. And it also matters at support too, but if you're at a resistance point and you see time and sales, green, 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 huge orders, there's tons of volume coming in. But if you're reading level 2 and you're seeing like the bid and ask, nothing changing, there's hidden buyers, hidden sellers, but I'll go over hidden buyers, hidden sellers on another video. But this is just prime example. You can easily make 5, 10, 15, 20% in a single trade. Let's say you didn't get out there 17, 18% and you only made like 5%. Man, 5% a day you're killing it. Just stay consistent. Green is green. It doesn't matter. One day you make $20, one day you make $500. It really doesn't matter. You were green. And yeah, that's basically it. Fundamentals. You could pre-market. You want to look at the SEC filings, kind of see who has a. There's some filings kind of tell you, one person has 60%, 80%, whatever like that. But I'm lying. They don't tell you they have 60%. But if someone has 80% or 90%, and there's insider trading going on or whatever, or let's see, there's earnings and offerings, like that kind of stuff fundamentally matters, or it's a real company, right? That stuff matters. And if people say, buy the news, sell the rip, or whatever they say, sometimes the news is fake, and sometimes you get 2 minutes of 40%, and then the next minute, which is the third minute, goes back down to where you're negative. So it's got to be really careful, but I hope that helps on kind of these lines are really clear to read. Let's just one last example, and then we can call it a day. I'm not going to draw any more lines. Oh, yeah, we can, just so you guys can take a screenshot if you want. Here, line here, all the way, zero it out. I'm pretty bad at zeroing these. Okay, look, so here's a huge support, ran up, bounced, almost bounced there again, bounce, bounce, bounce. And then once it broke through it and this became the new resistance, look at it, RIP to the stock. But you can really, it's called channel trading if you want to do that, but there's just so much things that can happen, obviously. But the chances are, if it's showing, it's really easy to see why it fell here. People will tell you, you didn't know that. Well, I didn't know that, but once it fell here and shot back up, I clearly understood why. Yeah, that's it, guys. And next video, I'll also go over what the on-demand feature is for you guys. If you have any questions, just drop it down below. Hit the subscribe button and also hit the little bell to get notified when I post new content. Alright, guys. See you next time.